Further, Krishna says, Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva hi atmano bandhoratmaiva ripuratmanam. A man must elevate himself by his own mind, not degrade himself. The mind is a friend of the conditioned soul and enemy as well. So, in this material world, we are all entangled in various ways because of our own material desires which arise in our mind. Because of so many desires in our mind, we become engaged in various activities, and in this way we are entangled in this material world. After having achieved human form of life, if we control our mind and focus on the Supreme, we can deliver ourselves from this cycle of birth and death. It is here very clearly mentioned that one should elevate oneself with the help of the mind, not degrade himself. Because with the help of the mind, we create various desires and work for it. So by good association, by associating with pure devotees, by reading Bhagavad Gita, we have to learn what should be our desire. Our desire should be to realize our own self, to realize God, to connect with the Supreme, and be situated in our original constitutional position as eternal servants of the Supreme Lord. This should be our desire. When these things are not there in our mind, we get diverted in this material world by the illusory material attractions and work for achieving those illusory objects of pleasure, and in this way we get entangled in repeated cycle of birth and death. So here clearly Krishna is telling that one has to elevate oneself with the help of the mind, not degrade himself. So mind can be used either for elevation or degradation. So an intelligent man uses his mind for elevating spiritually and getting liberated from this material world, not for degrading and suffering in this material world. Further, Krishna describes Bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmaivatmana jitaha anatmanastu shatrutve vartetatmaiva shatruvat. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his very mind will be the greatest enemy. So clearly, Krishna is explaining that if we do not conquer our mind itself will become our own enemies. But for the one who conquers his mind is his best friend. It is also said in the scriptures, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho bandhaya vishayasamvo muktyai nirvishayam manaha. Mind is a cause of bondage, mind is a cause of liberation. Which type of mind is cause of bondage? That mind, bandhaya vishayasamvo, that mind which is always absorbed in thinking of various types of sense enjoyment, that type of mind entangles us in this material world. Muktyai nirvishayam manaha, that mind which is not attracted by sensual pleasures, that is a cause of liberation. Now one may ask that how can we be desireless? Actually, we cannot be desireless. We can purify our desires by thinking of how to please the Supreme Lord. We have to enjoy with the Supreme Lord. There is no question of stopping enjoyment. We all need enjoyment. We are all living beings. We all have to enjoy. That is our nature. God is supreme living being. He is always enjoying. We are parts of God. We also have to enjoy always. So by linking with the Supreme Lord through yoga, through devotion, we can enjoy with God. This is called perfection of life. Enjoying with God is called perfection. Here in this material world, we have forgotten who is Supreme Lord. We are trying to enjoy independently. That is the cause of all our sufferings. So in this shloka, Krishna is telling we have to make our mind our best friend. Our mind is our best friend when we focus our mind on the Supreme Lord Krishna, understand what is the desire of Krishna, and under the guidance of an expert spiritual master, if we can fulfill the desires of Krishna, that type of mind is our best friend. But without understanding these spiritual topics, if we are absorbed in achieving so-called big positions in this material world, earning money and working hard for power, influence, this will not satisfy us and it's all temporary. How long will we be powerful in this material world? How long will we be having this material body? One day we'll have to give up this body. One day all our position, our money, our wealth, our friends, our relatives, everyone will be gone. So by understanding our nature as spirit soul, part of the Supreme Lord Krishna, we have to work for developing our love for Krishna before we give up this material body. That is the aim of life. If we do not perform activities to achieve this aim and get liberated, then our whole human life is a waste. So our scriptures, Vedic scriptures, urges all human beings not to waste our valuable time in working hard for improving our material conditions. Instead, we have to improve our spiritual condition with the help of our mind by associating with pure devotees, learning from them what is spiritual life, who am I, who is God, and making spiritual elevation.